Welcome back, everybody. Today we will cover quite lots of topics. Before we move on to object-oriented programming, I would like to cover list comprehension and also modulus. Okay, and then after that, we will move on to object-oriented programming. Okay, then how about if we start like by learning actually the modules. And then I just want to put the code for modules in the week 4 because it's more like, function, lambda function, higher order function, functional programming, and module. So it makes sense putting it here. So I call it custom modules.py. Okay? Yeah. Why custom module? Okay, what's even a module actually? What's the module? What's the module? A module is actually a collection of functions. It could be just a single function or more functions together, and that actually help you to solve some problem. Before we learn actually custom modules, let's just focus on modules of like standard modules, okay? And then I call it just like that, modules. Okay, do you know any module? For instance, math, okay? The math module. So we can just call it import math. This math is actually math. So it's a module. It's a collection of functions together, and it allows you to solve quite lots of mathematical problem like trigonometry or any quadratic equation or just to solve mathematical problem. Let's see what it has. I told you many times that there should be your, your tour guide when you get lost, right? Just math, and then let's just print this out. Okay, as you can see, now I can see the different method I can get in the math module. And you see there are some this underscore doc just to get the documentation, loader, name, the name of the module and the package and the spec. Usually in every module, you will see these properties or attributes. And these are actually just the default, but these are specific to different modules, right? And now, for instance, something familiar for you, pi. Oh, that means we can get it from math. Can I get it? Okay, you can so print. How do you get it? Math.pi by doing like that. So the math is actually a module that has pi constant value. So let's see, I think we should get 3 point something like that. Well, that's good. So in that case, sometimes whenever you need pi, instead of manually writing it, you can say, hey, pi, I want you to be declared. I want you to get it from math module, and I want you to be saved in the pi variable. Okay, this is a variable that we are creating, right? And then maybe something you're familiar with. Let's see something, square root. Oh, yeah. Okay, let's try print math.square root of 9. Everybody knows the square root of 9, right? I am expecting 3. Okay, yes. And maybe print math, the square root of 2. This could be a bit tricky. I think it's 1.4, something like that. Yes, that's good. So as you can see, we can just get also the square root of any number. Okay, something familiar, maybe floor. Let's do something this. Math.floor. Floor is actually rounding, a greedy way of rounding. What does that mean? Rounding, usually when you do round, the round built-in function, maybe I can just show you. Do you remember the round built-in function? If you say 9.81, this the rounding just up it just give you the closest integer, and I'm expecting 10, right? It makes sense, right? And if you give it, for instance, 3.14, 3.14, the closest actually integer for this one is going to be 3, as you can see. Oh yeah, but this print mat.floor, you don't care, 9.81, it just lower it down, the lowest integer, all the way down, 9, okay. Print mat.floor, but 3.14, for that, you know, of course, it's just 3.3 again. And we have also the opposite of floor is ceiling. Ceiling is like the roof. Print mat.ceil. And then if you say 3.14, if you round 3.14, it's supposed to be 3. But if you use the ceil method, actually, it's going to be 4. Let's see. Oh, yeah. So there are actually quite lots of them. And since we're printing, we saw square root, and as you can see, sine, tau. What's tau? What is this tau constant? If you want mat, and then if you say tau, and then you get the tau value. It's 6.2 something. And then different values. You can change values to degrees or radian. Yeah, so permutation, as you can see, and logarithm also, for instance. Power. Do you remember we can say print mat, maybe if you say 2 to the power of 3, right? Now you can write this, that means 8, but you can also do the same thing, print mat dot pow 2, that's the base, and 3, the power, the exponent, and then you should get 8, the same value. But there's a big difference. If you use this, you get actually an integer, but if you use this, you get a float. That is the difference. Okay, I have to check, but I think you don't have to know everything. It's just good enough. Maybe I can just show you this logarithm, and that would be print mat dot log 10 of 10. Log 10 of 10. I am expecting what would be log 10 of 10? I think it's 1, right? Yeah. And log 10 of, for instance, 1000, it's going to be 3. Yeah, that's great. Factorial. There should be also factorial. Print mat.factorial. I don't see it somewhere. As you can see, there's also absolute value. The factorial of 5. It's going to be, if you don't remember what the factorial means, 5 times 4 times 3 times 2 times 1. So you just multiply all the numbers that exist in that range. So I think this gives us 120 or something. I remember by heart. Okay, so this is the math module, guys. So how did we import it? Just you import math like this. When you are importing this, you are importing everything. Everything. Okay, so we learned this way of importing, but now I want to show you also importing in a different way. Okay, but I want also copy this value down. Okay, what's the other way of importing? Using from. From mat. Yes, from mat. Yeah, you go to, mat module and import maybe the pi. Or maybe I can just import all this square root, and the floor. No, I should have imported it. From mat, import pi, square root, floor, ceil, and pow, and log 10, and factorial. Have you seen? This is really an elegant way and best practice instead of this one, instead of just importing. And then actually, I can again do the same thing. Now I don't need this, the mat. I don't need. So I can remove, just I can say pi, as you can say. Then I can just select like this and remove all the way down. I don't need that part. And tau, we didn't import the tau, and I can just import tau. Yes, this is the most common and best practice to import. Okay, great. Yeah, now another method I can just also copy and comment out, and maybe what would be the other way. Now, for instance, while I'm importing this, sometimes this function is a bit big. I can actually rename it or alias this one, so I can call it fact or maybe just f. That means I'm rename factorial as in f. So I can use it like this. And the floor is okay. Square SQRT. Maybe if you want a square root, you can call it the square root like this explicitly. No. It's not like that. I have to rename it as square root if I think that that's better or a double. But, you know, this SQRT, it's very common that everybody knows it. It's better to keep it as it is. What I'm just showing you is just it's possible to rename for functions that you don't really like, or if it's long, for instance, factorial is long, you can call it, maybe you can rename it. I'm just showing you the possibility, but still I prefer factorial instead of f. Yeah, I hope you get it already. So I'm just showing you the possibilities. Yeah, great. And now you know how to rename. And now let's move on. Let's move on. I have to comment this out and do something different, also different approach. And sometimes you can say from mat import just everything, something like this. This is also possible, as you can see. So this star allows you just import everything. And this is not a good practice because we are actually importing and we don't have chance to rename actually here. Yeah, so I have to return this one to SQRT. And then the factorial should be also factorial again. Yeah, because you don't have the opportunity to rename. Yeah. Now, what we have learned actually using the math standard module, we learn how to import. Yeah, that's good. Maybe how about if we learn, I think instead, how about if I call this one the math module, and now how about if I show you also another modules, maybe. Yeah, maybe I think I can just keep use the same module for something different. Okay, instead of just, I can now import. Most of the time we import at the top of the file, but I was just commenting too much and it's a bit hard, but it doesn't matter also if you actually import at the bottom. But best practice, you should put it at the top. Import random, really random. Okay, that's really good. We have this random, yeah. Actually, then did I tell you that you should use the dir method to, the dir function, built-in function to know what it has? And now let's see what it has actually. Oh yeah, different. As I told you, there are some build this underscore and some properties. They are just there. You don't have to worry about them. So the most important are actually the one without underscore. Shuffle. As you can see, you can shuffle if you have something. And then sample, seed. And I will just show you some of the choice, for instance, to choose one item. Yeah, I'm looking for random. There's also random itself. Okay, what now print from random dot random. I'm expecting this is going to generate values from 0 to 0.9999, but it will never be 1. Yeah, so whenever you run this, you get different value between 0 to 0.999. Look at this. Yes, yes, yes. So if you have a plan to create a lottery or lottery or something, you can use this, for instance, to generate some decimal number. Then how can I actually, how about if I ask you, hey guys, build a script or write a script, I think it's write a script that generate 10 I mean 7, maybe I think 4 random numbers between 0 and 10. Yeah, now let's see. As you can see, this one, I should multiply this by some number. Yeah, the maximum should be, what's the maximum should be? As you can see, 10. Okay, so let me show you. When random dot random, I told you that the maximum is going to be 0.999. If I multiply this by 10, what will be the result? It's going to be 9.999. So I can use actually, to increase it up, I can use ceil. So I can use ceil. Yes. How about the lowest? If the lowest is actually something 0.05 something, if I use ceil, it's going to be 1 all the time. So the best way would be multiplying by 11, and then actually using a floor. Now that would be maybe a good solution. Let's try. So I can multiply this by 11 and use mat. We have already the floor, this. Let's get, and now this value, random, maybe I can say, call it rand or whatever value for the time being. And let's see, print the value. Yeah, 2, 1, 7, 9, 10, 8, 1, 3, 1, 7, 6, 7. But I just, does it going to be 0 by the way? Okay. Let me try this. For instance, if the values, oh yeah, it can be 0. Have you seen? Yeah, so it can be 0. Great. So this is good. Then if I ask you just to create a lottery that has some like 7 digits lottery, so you just do something like this. And then what you should do, you have to run it 7 times for I in range 7, right? Then you have to create this random value. How many times? Every time when we iterate from 0 to 6, we are creating it. Then lottery dot append the value. Yeah, and now we will get that number. Print, and then lottery. Yeah, 6, 6, 10, 7, 8, 3, 4. That's the lucky number, 9, 0, 8, 2, 10, 8, 7. But now if we just increase the challenge, then how about if we want to have duplicates, yeah? We don't accept duplicates, but if we want to have unique numbers of 7. So you have to also figure out how do we solve that. I'm not going to solve that now, but you may, yeah, try that, okay, by yourself. If you have a problem, we can solve it together at some point. You can ask me, but try it first. Okay, how about if we just now choice, did I tell you that this choice is really good to do some choice, random, and the choice, this choice, A, B, C, D, E. And now this, how this choice works actually, it just take one of the item, A, B, C, D, or something. Yeah, E was the lucky one. Yeah, C. Yeah, A. And then actually this allows usually to create the I mean random ID something. If you have A, B, C, D, E, F, G, G, H, I, J, K, L, M, N, O, P, P, Q, R, S, T, U, V, W, X, Y, Z, and then again A, B, C, D, E, F, G, H, I, J, K, L, Q, R, S, T, U, V, X, Y, Z, and then 0, 1, 2, 3, 4. These are actually the alphanumeric, yeah? Lowercase, uppercase, and 0, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9. Yeah, this, yeah, so I can store this as in, for instance, somewhere, letters and numbers. Letters and numbers, and then I store them like that. Great. Yeah, and maybe if I ask you, the challenge will be generate a random user ID of maybe 12 characters, or maybe 6. We can start with 6 characters, okay? Now, then that will be easy. Then what you should do, for I in range, and then you just pass 6, and then print, yeah, random dot choice, and then letters and numbers, and let's see. Oh, YRQG52. Yeah, but first I have ID, something like that. Empty. I can start from empty string, and then we have to actually append this value now and then instead of just printing out. Then what I should do, ID plus this value now and then. Yeah, or maybe the generated ID, random ID, character, you might call it like selected or whatever. I can call it value, something for the time being. I can call it just, you know, the chosen value, and then I just append, I instead concatenate the value, this. Okay, now print ID. Let's see. Oh yeah, this was actually the random ID. Let's generate again. Yeah, but how about, you know, sometimes you may have a token or something bigger, like maybe let's go 24-digit random. Oh yeah, this one's good. Maybe you want once in a while somewhere, maybe underscore, something like that, if you want underscore, and even maybe if you want to have that, then as you can see, yeah, this is actually. And now how about instead of, if we just change this to a function, generate user ID function, and then actually we can change this to more of something like this. Yeah, I think this should be here. And then actually we should return the ID, right? And now this should take actually a kind of number. So the number, the minimum we should allow to generate should be 6, but it could take any. So if you don't pass here, for instance, now, print generate user ID. If I don't pass number of digits or characters, it gives me by default 6. Yes, but if I want to generate 100, then you just 100 or like 50, 25, 64 character, then you can change it. Yeah, it's cool, right? Yes, good. Yeah, then maybe sometimes, did I show you this, the shuffle? For instance, you want to shuffle this and you want to use it for someone else. Maybe you can do print generate. Yeah, maybe I can shuffle this value. Wait, just the same value. User ID. I'm generating this. And I can print it here. So ID. And then we have this random shuffle. What's this shuffle? Does it take, if we say like banana, long to right, and then apple, and then if we write also maybe lemon, and it will shuffle actually. Every time you run it, it will shuffle. Yeah, the problem is actually it just mutates. It shouldn't be like that. I should store it something like this. Fruits, if I have fruits here, and then I should call the shuffle here. I mean the fruits here. And then now if I print fruits and let's see the result. It's not going to be like banana, apple, or lemon. Lemon, apple, and banana. Have you seen it has been shuffled? So what you should see here, the shuffle method actually mutate the original value. Yeah, it just mutate the original value. That's, yeah. So there are quite lots of methods that we can actually get from, what is this, from the random, but it's good enough. So you can import it from mat, no, from random, import random itself, import shuffle, import, what's the other? What we used already? Choice. Yeah, as you can see. Because this one, we can put it here. Yeah, put it something like this. And then, but you get it already. Import random. I don't want to destroy my code here. Import random. I just want to keep it. Now, we have seen how to import custom, module of standard modules or core modules. Now let's learn how to actually import custom modules. Custom modules. Okay. So, how about if I create a function, def make spare, right? Make spare. And then it takes just a number and return the spare of that number. Are you familiar with this one? Yeah? Is it? Yeah, it's an easy function, right? Yeah, it should be. And then maybe, how about if we have a function that sum the number of, sum up all numbers in a list. Def sum all nums, I call. And then it just take a list. And then actually we return the sum of the list. Yeah, we have that. And then maybe another function, def any function, maybe that actually change, for instance, if I have some items, it's changed to uppercase. Def change list items to uppercase, change list items to upper. My naming, you should come up with a better name, as you can see. Then I have to have the list. And then what I should do first, a new list. And then you just create an empty. And then I should look through item in the list, in this list. Remember the names we did many times, or the countries. And then in the new list, what I should do, append. Before I append it, I have to change it to upper. Yeah. So I have these functions. I think these functions are good enough. It could be any function actually. And then now let's export this. How do we export them? Yeah, for instance, if I can export them here. For instance, how do I import them? Import custom modules like this. And then let's print dir custom modules. Did I tell you that? This dir is actually your best friend to help you out whenever you get lost. Okay, let's see. Yeah, it shows you this, the built-in, the cached, and the doc file, and the name something. But at the same time, you see this specific modules that we created or functions. Okay, so that means we can make use of them. So I can say print custom modules dot change list item. Maybe I can say make square a square of 5, it's going to be 25, right? Yes, that's good. And print custom module dot, again, some all nums. If I have actually 5, and if I have 10, and if I have 15, and if I have 30, 30 minus 30, what will be the sum? You tell me, right? I think this is going to be 0, right? The sum will be 0 because I have here 30 and minus 30, it will be 0. Yes. Print custom modules dot, what's the other I have? Change list item to upper. Yeah, it's suggesting me actually. It has been suggested over there. And then maybe since I don't have any maybe I can just call the countries, right? The data. If you remember, we have countries in here. So I can call that here. From countries, import countries. And then if I pass the countries here, it will be uppercase. Everything will be uppercase. Oh yeah, from Afghanistan to Zimbabwe, all the list changed to uppercase, but the original was a kind of a lowercase, right? Yeah, so this is how we import them. So our custom module, but we can also import our custom module differently one by one. Instead of like this, I can say from custom module, import a make square, import sum of all nums, import change list item. Oh, do you see this is too big? Yeah, you may as change to upper, maybe. Yeah, it's not a very good name, but I'm just showing you now how to just, we don't need this one also. And this has been renamed. Change to upper. Now let's try again. Still it works. I think this is what you need to know about modules. What did we learn actually? We learned about standard modules or core modules. What are these core modules? The core modules are modules that actually there for us, like we can say import the operating system and it allow us to know about the operating system, like to create a file, to create folder, to manipulate our operating system. Yeah, so it just allows us to check what we have in the computer, in a specific folder, in a specific path. So maybe we can import the math module, we can import the random module. So there are quite lots of core modules, but today it's good enough to just know this. And we learn at the same time how to create function and export them as a module. I think this is good enough. And of course, we will also work on problems at some point, but for the time being, this would be good enough.